Welcome everyone to another edition of Behind the Beat here for the month of January. Now, I do want to say this before anything else. I filmed another Behind the Beat video literally like a few days ago for a song that I have coming out with Tommy G, who's an artist from Sacramento. In that video, I said that was going to be the first video of the year. We ended up pushing back the release date to next month in February. So that's when that one's going to be coming out. I filmed that one first, though. So if you see that video next month, I'll be saying the same thing I'm saying right now, which is, hopefully you had a great holiday season. Welcome to the new year, all that good stuff. You'll hear that again next month. So just letting people know now that I knew what month it was when I recorded. Uh, I knew it was February when I dropped it, all that stuff, whatever. So just to let people know, but this is the actual one that will be coming out in January. So again, hopefully you guys had a great holiday season, great New Year's, whatever you celebrate. Even if you don't celebrate anything, hopefully it was a good time, no matter what. Um, Happy to be back here for the first full year of doing this, doing these screen records, doing these breakdowns in this type of version, this type of setting. We got one today with a song that I know just dropped because we set the release date. We had it locked in with JayTrey, obviously artist that I've worked with for since the beginning. We just did the Chosen breakdown last month for the Proven Knowledge project. And we have a lot of music we've been working on getting ready for this year. He's going to be releasing a ton of material. So we wanted to kick it off with this song called Once More. And this wasn't one of the older ones. It was actually one we did in probably September or late August, somewhere in there. Like one of the ones we did more recently. But we both felt really good about this song, from the production to how he laid the verses, the hook. And it's just a nice, simple record that I think would get somebody motivated, and a record that I think is great to start the year off with, to kind of bring that energy. And we both kind of agreed putting it out now was the best thing we could do to kind of kick off this whole movement of him releasing a lot of music. This one most likely will be on the project that we're working on called Blackout. That's going to be like his full album, but we just wanted to give people a taste of what we've been doing, and shot a video for it in October. The video should be out by the time this video drops as well, so definitely go check out the video. I'll put the link to the song in the description. But this breakdown is going to be very simple, very short. It is a 2-track song, nothing crazy, literally just a guitar, some drums. That's it. But when you hear it, it sounds a lot more full. That's mostly because of the guitar that I sampled from this. So let's just get right into it. Let's make it kind of short and sweet today. I called it full guitar. That's what I called the sample, at least, and broke it down just how you look to do the chops. Pretty simple, but just rearranged it. I'll play you the original first and then get into the chops. So here's the original. The cool thing about that is that it's so full and rich, and it just has a lot of layers to it, which I think is very good. I find that samples like that, actually, you don't have to put a ton in it, because this specific sample has bass tones, it has some synth stuff going on with it. Like, it's very full and it completes what you're trying to do musically, so you don't have to do a ton of extra work. So luckily with this one, it was just like that. I just chopped it where I felt it was necessary and then rearranged it. And I'll show you what I got as my rearranged sample. As you can see here, there's a couple different sections of, the sample to kind of make up the full thing. You had this part, which is done 2 times. I did kind of a different variation here, and then to end off the full eight bars or however many. It was 16. Oh yeah, it was 16. So I did a full 16 on this, and I changed the last four to something completely different, just to kind of give it variation. And I always kind of look at it as if I'm just going to use one sound in the beat, I might as well try to make it as interesting as possible and not just have the same thing over and over again. So I stretched out into 16, and this is what I came up with from that. So you hear how the end is kind of just that trail off right in here, where it just brings us to a conclusion, and then we restart and do that over again. Um, and I knew because it was a low BPM, we're set at 83 on this. Right when I heard just the way that I arranged that, I just started kind of nodding my head. I was like, huh, this feels very like a classic hip hop type of joint. The sample is kind of funky. Let me just get some drums and just throw them on there and see what happens. So here is what I put on for the drums. Called them semester drums. Don't know where I got that one from, but here is the initial sample. There's a lot of snare, or excuse me, there's a lot of reverb on that snare, as you can hear. And there's a little shaker, um, obviously the hi-hat elements. So here's them after I stretched it out to fit that 83 BPM. Which they might have came in around that tempo. Sometimes I try to match ones that are pretty close, like 80. Like if I know we're at 83 BPM, if I'm looking for breaks, it'll probably be 80 or anywhere from 80 to 85 is usually good. Because when you stretch the sample, if you're getting something that's a little too big and you try to stretch it down, it's not going to sound right. Even if you try to auto correct it and put it where it needs to be, it probably still won't sound natural. So I still like it to sound close to the original. So this is probably and like I said, anywhere from 80 to 85. That's why it sounds pretty much exactly how it does in the original sample. So that is literally the beat right there. So let's hear what it sounds like when you combine the two. So that is literally what that beat is right there. Very simple, to the point. You can see the vocal takes down here. We had the hook right there, 1, 2, 3. The first verse is a little bit longer, and then that second verse was a little bit shorter. The song clocks out at around 2 minutes and 20 seconds in total. And right here is just that little fade out to end it, which I thought was very proper and fitting. And our guy Isaac, who mixes a lot of these songs that me and Jay do, he brought this thing really to the forefront. Like he brought out the most of all the elements. And when you hear the vocal effects he did on uh, his verses and the hook too, he did a little tape stop at the end of the hook, which we thought was cool. So like when you hear the final song, it sounds even more rich and even more fulfilling, honestly. So I think the end result came out super good, and we'll have to see if this does make the album at the end of the year. Maybe it will. I still think it's one of the best songs we've done recently. Just a nice little, like I said, nice little motivational jam for people to start out 2024. So this was the official beginning video of the beat breakdowns for 2024. Like I said, when you see the one next month, it'll be the Tommy G champion breakdown. I'll say the same thing I'm saying now. Just ignore it, just ignore it. But that video, I'm looking forward to that and that song as well. So that'll be super cool. But I hope you guys enjoyed my kind of light beat breakdown today. Nothing crazy, but getting this year kicked off and just excited for all the music that's going to be dropping. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And like I said, be on the lookout for that Tommy G champion video dropping next month, as well as the song. And until then, we will see you next time. I appreciate you guys, as always, for watching.